Dax, easily one of the most controversial YouTube rappers. He gets a lot of hate, some deserve, some not so much, but where did everything go wrong? See, back at the start, he didn't seem too bad. He figured out a method that worked for him, and even before he was making official music, he was out writing poems. He used to write poems, do spoken words a lot, and that kind of turned into him actually making music.
Okay. And so you've been working on your rap career all along this time, right?
No, so I started writing poetry and doing motivational speaking 2.5 years ago, my junior year.
Okay.
I heard a song by They. It was crazy. I was at an undisclosed location yesterday, and I saw the producer for They. That was the song I listened to that inspired me to write my first poem.
Okay.
Wrote that poem on a bus to a game, showed it to a teammate, and they were like, "Damn, that's deep as Daniel," because that's my real name. And then that poem turned into just poetry, and then people basically forced me to start making music.
But this led him to 2016 when he popped up on YouTube. He remixed One Dance by Drake. He seen that, got a couple views, so he was like, bet, let me do it again. So he did it again and again and again, and he had him a little working for me. He had him a little bit of success. And all the success these remixes was getting him, he started to build a little fan base. People were starting to put their eyes on Dax. Say, yeah, that was getting a little bit of attention. But the song that really had people looking at him was his song Hilly Hilly Clinton. Once again, another remix, but this was a remix to Timmy Turner by Designer, where he was speaking on the political battle between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. I'm gonna let you hear the song. Let me know what you think.
Hilly 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 Clinton, lost to Trump and now we tripping. Thank God I got a passport. Couple months I'm going missing, right back to Canada, cause it's violent, looting the riots, while they wildin'. Democratic Party crying, all the Republicans smiling.
And even though that song sounded how it did, it worked, cause it was his first big song. People's paying attention to him. They was like, who is this with this song? And Dax took advantage of it. He ain't waste no time. He was really locked in with his music career.
Outside.
Do you feel like why do you feel like you're so aware of what'll work from like a viral standpoint? And like what are the secrets? Because there's millions of people trying to go viral all the time for all kinds of weird how consistent you are with being successful at it.
The secret is this. When I first started like my journey into trying to put something into the world that would last forever, I took a white piece of paper and I wrote down the number 1 million on it. And I was like, I provide this service, so if I personally tell 1 million people about this service, there's no way it can't blow up. So that's just what I like. When I wake up in the morning, that's my goal. Continue to tell 1 million people about what I do. And I feel like when you simplify it's so easy. It's just like, if you tell 1 million people about this one podcast, the get 1 million views.
But like when anyone or anything that get popular, problems always come. And they came to Dax. For a minute, yeah, he was just dropping his music, doing his own thing, until he got into it with another YouTube rapper, KSI. And these two started going to war. And it all started because KSI called him a cornball during the podcast. And Dax was mad. He didn't like it, so he started plotting. He plotted against KSI, but this wasn't something without no thought behind it. He really sat and figured out what he was going to do to get back at KSI. And remember what I said. He found out he had a working format. He used that to his advantage. He tried to take the attention KSI gave him and put it toward his music. But this ended with these two just dropping diss tracks on each other. And with KSI being a YouTube nigga, of course he was gonna get online and make some videos about it. That's free cheese. And I don't know if the hate was getting to Dax or what, but he got on IG Live saying he wanted to put hands on KSI.
Don't ever underestimate your boy Dax. On the grind every single. When am I fighting KSI? Right now, it looks like it's either going to be right before my tour or right after my tour. Right before the tour, right after. I'm in some, obviously to go on tour, I signed a contract and I'm being paid thousands of dollars, so I got to check in with them to make sure, just like, what are the stipulations, because obviously, to go to a potentially, get a concussion is not something you can do before a 55 show tour across all of America. So if that checks out, then I'll fight him right after when I get off tour, probably a couple weeks after, just to get a couple training in. But I'm starting training tomorrow.
And even past that, Dax couldn't stay out the news. He got into it with some more YouTube niggas. And this time, it was really his fault. He was really the cause of all of these problems. Back during this time period, early 2019, people started to realize something about him. Dax was real full of himself, real cocky. And the thing that really opened people's eyes to this was when he dropped the cypher with 3 other dudes. And he got on this song rapping like he was the best thing to touch down on the planet. One line on the song said this: 3 niggas on the song with a goat, come on, in a random ass beat, turn this to a hit single. But the thing with this verse, he just sat and dissed all of these other people on this song. But that wasn't the original version of the song. See, when they made the song, he didn't say none of that. He didn't say, oh, I'm the GOAT, I got these other bums on the song. He was just talking about something else. And so when the people on the song heard the official version that came out, they was kind of mad. They was feeling some type of way because why was he on the song talking like this? But when they was together, he wasn't on that.
I'm like, yeah, what about Four Horsemen thing? And he looks at me like with a weird look and he's like, oh yeah, that's, just got me on like a random beat. And I'm like, oh, okay. The way he said it was very like disrespectful towards the song. I'm like, okay, so he's not feeling it. All right, cool. So we do the song. It's his prerogative. He could not feel it if he wants. That's fine. So we're shooting the Dream Chaser video. I get back home and after Cali, after spending all this money, so I'm over 3,000 in the hole now. And it's cool because I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in Dax. I'm investing in the whole situation. I know how it moves. I know how it works. Well, I'll put it like this. I was at Super Saver. I was at a grocery store. Then all of a sudden, I decided to listen to the whole song and realized that Dax's verse was a new verse. Now, mind you, all of our verses had already been sent off to be mixed. There's no way to change it. And I'm just gonna let the cat out the bag. Shout out to all the reactors that caught this. Shout out to all the people who caught this, because people definitely hit me up and said, Dax dissed us on the verse. He dissed all three of us. So he's saying 3 niggas and a GOAT. So he's basically saying, and mind you, he changed his verse. So I know it's a diss, no matter how it tries to get flipped, switched. So I'm sitting here like, oh, this nigga LL Cool J cannabis me. 4, 3, 2, 1 me.
And what he said about Dax having a worse verse on the song, that wasn't necessarily a lie or him hating. A lot of people agreed with that. If you go look at the comment section on this cipher, nearly every single comment is people trolling Dax. They either trolling Dax, they talking down on him, they saying his verse was trash, they was saying the song would have been better off without his verse. That situation ain't end with him just changing the verse. It went a lot deeper than that. This little situation was kind of the start of Dax's downfall. See, on this song, it was Dax, Crip, Kardeka, and a man named Screw. And y'all heard in the clip I showed, Screw said that Dax was basically telling him he didn't mess with the song. He was like, I don't really mess with the beat, I don't mess with this, all of that. But then he goes to the other nigga, Crip, and he was like, yeah, I really like the song, I'm messing with it. And this really where the problems came.
You can check everything, every message I've ever sent him. I never once asked him to push the song. The song has 1.4 million views without him doing anything with it whatsoever. What I'm so upset about is that he lied to me. He just straight up lied to me because my fans see that he's not pushing the song and they're questioning him on it. I never said anything about it. Never said anything about Dax not pushing the song. My fans realized it. They realized he wasn't with it. And they're hitting him up in the DMs like, why aren't you sharing this song? And the thing that irritates me the most is that he said he didn't like the song or believe in it at all. Even though he's telling me in messages that it's fire and that it's legendary, he's excited for the video to drop, send me the song so I can put it in my drive, but then behind my back saying that he doesn't like the song at all, doesn't believe in it, the video and audio is not of quality and all this other. Bro, if you don't like the song, tell me. I'm a man, okay? I am a man, tell me. Don't just go behind my back saying it. Don't lie to my face. I can't stand a liar, okay? And that's what all this is about. He lied, and when you lie to me, it really pisses me off. And if you lie to me once, that means you'll lie to me again, so I'm not doing it. And that's why I haven't contacted Dax whatsoever, because he lied to me at once. What's going to stop him from lying to me again?
From this moment forward, it was like a little stain on Dax's career, because people was looking at him like it was strange. They was feeling like he was moving in such a weird way. And for a while after this, him and Crip was just getting into it until about early 2020. They came out and squashed the beef.
Yeah, after the show, he's like, yo, so this song that we're doing, it's like No Life Shaq hit me up and he wants to get Dax on the song. I was like, what? It's like, do you know the history between me and Dax? He's like, I don't. I kind of do, but I know you're my boy and I'm going to go to bat for you no matter what. So if something happens, like if you don't want to do this song with Dax, just let me know. And I was like, you know, I don't really care. It's been too long at this point. It's like, I'll do the song just because you're my boy. Shaq's my boy. But when Dax finds out I'm on the song, he's not going to want to do it. I can tell you that right now. And he's like, he said Dax already agreed to do the song. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, he knows you're on the song and he agreed to do it. I was like, what the is going on? What kind of paradox is going on right now? Why is Dax agreeing to be on a song with me? Because there's a huge history there for people that don't know. And so I was like, you know what? And that's when Dax was going to be on the song. And then like a day after that, Dax followed me on Twitter and Instagram, and he messaged me on Twitter with a very, very nice, long, sincere, heartfelt, man-to-man apology. And that was huge for me because even if, you know, he said he's sorry on publicly and stuff like that, that doesn't mean But if you say it to me in person where nobody else can see your games, you're not putting on a show for anybody else, that's when it feels genuine to me. And like it felt very genuine, his apology for everything that happened in the past. And, honestly, it was taking years off of my life hating someone. He was the only person in my entire life that I hated. And like, it was to the point where sometimes I couldn't even remember why I hated him, and I have to go back and look and remind myself.
But that was in 2020. Back when everything went down, people was not liking Dex, and he kept making it worse. But remember what Dex said back in the interview clip when he was like, yeah, I just diss these rappers to get some attention. I diss it for clicks, I diss them for views. Well, one of these situations turned into more than just some internet drama, some internet beef. Back in 2019, Tory Lanez got on Twitter and he was feeling himself. Nigga said, I'm the best rapper alive right now and ain't nobody touching me, all of that. He was cocky. He was in his head just like Dax was in his own head. And y'all see how Dax was feeling at the time. He felt like he was that nigga, so he started coming at Tory Lanez. And in February of 2019, he came out with a Tory Lanez diss track where he was being real disrespectful. He was talking about Tory Height, who he messing with, all of this. He was really just dissing that man. He was getting real personal with. One part, he said, I'm greatness in the making, but it's actually personified. Bars immigrated, caught up like you 21 Savage. I'm not like the other people you battle. Don Q let you live. Jordan murdered you. I cut you up limb by limb. This surgery. Really, the whole song, he was just being disrespectful to Tory. And this ain't going under the radar, because this Tory diss got over 10 million views. So you know he seen it. And not too long after this, he seen Dax. And Tory and his goons did that man bad.
Come here, this not gonna end, man. Or this not gonna end. Apologize, bro. Apologize, bro. Or you know what's going on. Apologize. Apologize.
I got you, bro.
Apologize, nigga. Say sorry, nigga. Say sorry.
Sorry, G.
All right, bet.
I got you.
This clip touched down on the internet and exploded. All different sides of the internet was talking about it. But what actually happened that night? Well, one night back in early 2019, Dax had a show. And it was going good. He did his performance. He getting his bag. Everything was all right. Till he stepped off the stage. He was sitting there, and out of nowhere, a nigga just came and hit him. But you gotta remember, this was out the blue. He said he didn't have a clue none of this was going down. He was just talking to somebody and got hit. So he get to looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. He just see all these big, strong ass niggas pushing up on him. So he do his best to get up and get out. And he did get out. He got out of there, he started running, but it wasn't no use. Tory was in the car outside waiting on this man to run up the street. And when he did, Tory pulled up right beside him in the truck, and that's when that video started.
And so you had no idea that this was Tory Lanez's goons running up on you?
Honestly, I don't know who. I didn't see no faces when I got jumped inside there, so I don't know who did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna speak.
Is that the first thing that your brain went to? Is like, this must have been Tory's people?
No, that wasn't my first thought, because I was like, yo, it's Grammy week, and I just did like a little 15-minute set. I didn't even really advertise it. I put it in my story. But I was like, in my head, I was like, there's no way I'm about to show up to this show with like my roommate and his girlfriend, and I'm about to get, my brothers try to kill me, so beat me up.
So this whole little situation happens, and then all of a sudden, what? Like, does the SUV or whatever with Tory just creep up on you, and then that's where the video starts that we see, or what happens?
So like, I go, boom, I turn the Warner, whoop, whoop, and then thing pulls up. Now I'm running, boom, 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 boom. Dudes run after me, boom, boom, boom. I'm on the floor at one point. I'm like, oh, I'm on the floor, and I'm like, yo, this is not that serious. I calmed down like crazy, and then like everyone else calmed down, cause like I calmed down so much that I felt like they calmed down.
You actually said this is not that serious?
Yeah, I was like, dog, over a diss track, and like everyone calmed down, like super calmed down after I was just like that, cause I'm not a fighter. Like, you know what I mean? I defended myself inside the club and got out, but I'm not here to like, I'm not gonna fight as this many dudes as one person, you know what I mean? So I'm there on the floor. Well, this shit's not gonna be over, like you said on the video.
Right.
And I was like, this point, I was like, dog, bro, I'm trying to go home, bro. He's like, Dax, come in. I'm like, dog, bro, I'm hungry, dog.
Yeah.
And then I walked to the car, and that's when you see me on the car, like tired, just like.
Right. Yeah. And so, what was going through your head when he was like telling you to apologize? Because that must
this
have
is
felt
what
like
was going through my head. And
obviously, you're not really sorry, so that's the first important thing.
This is what's going through my head. I've always told myself, like, I'm never gonna let social media make me make dumb decisions. You know, I had done getting hit in the club. I had already sprinted a half marathon. So I'm like, yo, I'm tired. I'm trying to go home, eat, and Tinder swipe, G. You know what I mean? So I'm there. I'm just like, man. Okay. The world wants me to be a big dude and be like, nah, f you. But I'll be like, you know what? I got to go home to my family and I'm like, all right, bro. My bad. Say sorry. All right, bro, sorry. And then the shit's over.
Right.
And I encourage anybody in that situation to do the same thing. I'm gonna teach my son the same thing, because at the end of the day, man, social media is convincing too many people to act tough when they don't need to. And the same people that are telling you to act tough are the same people who will be saying RIP. And that, oh, he should have just let it go.
Right.
So I always tell people, man, never get confused by social media. So I just did what I had to do, got out of the situation, and we cool now. I have no grudges. I hope he doesn't.
And Dax really did say something smart in that clip. He took the time to realize that him looking hard for social media wasn't worth risking his life over. He was like, I'm not really finna get hurt over this situation and act hard in front of Tory because he got the camera out. I'm just gonna say what he want me to say and going about my day, nigga. I'm trying to get back in the crib. He felt like I wasn't finna get hurt over something that's gonna be forgotten by the majority of people in a week or two. But what did Tory have to say on this situation? Because it went viral. Of course Tory got something to say. I mean, the interview of Dax alone had over 1 million views.
I think just the one thing I think people misconcepted was like, it wasn't over a battle or something like that. You know, the kid was talking to me in my DM, and I told him like, bro, chill, bro, you feel me? And he kept going, and I said, one day I'm gonna see you, and I happened to see him the next day. That was all, but people got it misconcepted and thought like, oh, he made a song and Tory made him say sorry. No, that's not the sport of hip hop, I understand. Like, you know, it wasn't nothing that had to do with lyrics. I even spoke to him after the fact, like, yo, you know, later on in life, you know, we could make music together or whatever, you know, it wasn't about that. It was just the reckless talking.
I don't know this. Never heard him rap. I don't even know he's a rapper. I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know. I get, you know how sometimes you're in your DM and you get mentions. You see the mentions that you get mentioned in. So I'm just randomly just checking some shit. I just clicked it. I see this saying a bunch of wild. I'm gonna kill this nigga Tory Lanez. I'm da 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 da. But I don't even know what he's talking about. Alright, so I'm like, alright, cool. So I mentioned him. I messaged him. I looked at his page and realized he's a rapper. I said, oh, this nigga's kind of dope, man. You know what I'm saying? I messaged him and I said, listen, bro. Because the same morning that happened, it was going on with my son. So I was not in the mood for none of this. Like I wasn't. It's not about rapping, a competition. This is human to human. I don't know you, bro. I don't know what you do. You feel me? Mind you, I don't know that he's really like you. I just realized he's a rapper. I'm not familiar with him. I've never heard of him. It's cool. That's fine. I said, yo, bro, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and third. I don't even know why I even did this, because normally I don't really give a this. But then, you know, I felt like, yo, you know, let me just nigga in the DM, just explain something to him. You know what I'm saying? Hit the nigga. I say, yo, bro, you know, I'm not in the mood for this. Like, yo, I don't know you. I don't know what your tactic is, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Bro, just you do you and let me do me, because I'm not in the mood for none of this. And at the end of the day, just leave it alone, bro, because not everything is going to end up in a rap battle. Not everything is going to be one of those situations. It's not going to, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's going through family, and it's just not about whatever you're talking about. Not to say that we can't do this another time. Never to say that we can't do this another time. We could always do this another time. Okay. I lowered my level, humbled myself just for a second to talk to you on a man-to-man tip. The fact that we both rap. On a man-to-man tip, bro, I'm not even in the mood for this. I ain't tell you what's going on, but I'm not in the mood for this, bro. And you gonna go post my DM like I'm some bitch? Like what not even on no like you're a nigga, like on some like you don't respect me as a man, like I'm telling you something. So I DM'd him again. And I said, listen, bro, because he didn't post that. So I DM'd him again and I said, listen, bro, you really gonna take my DM, dog, when I'm telling you something and I'm humbling myself and coming to you and telling you something, and you gonna just take my DM, you gonna post it to the world like it's whatever? All right, cool. So
at that point, were you thinking things is clout chasing?
Nah, I didn't know what it was. I was just like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is.
But what do y'all think about that situation? Dax made it seem like it was over the diss track, but Tory said it was because Dax was in his DMs disrespecting him. But from this moment forward, even more of the internet would turn against Dax, and he just kind of went on a corny spree. That nigga was dropping corny songs with corny niggas, all kind of corny movement. And this was around the time people started to turn away from him. One post on Dax said this: he a talented young artist. The issue is he clearly don't know what to do with his talent. He's so focused on remixing and portraying an edgy yet safe persona that it's hard for more experienced rappers to take him seriously. And lastly, he not super original. He even been called out for stealing lyrics every now and again. Like I said, Dax dripping with talent. He could be great, borderline amazing, but he just don't know what to do with his gift. And even though he did get some love, there was kind of a dark side to him and his music. See, yeah, he might get on these tracks and rap positive and try to fix problems in the world, or at least say the problems that he got put in wasn't his fault, but this time, it really was. Back some years ago, right after the Tory thing went down, he got accused of scamming this artist. A man named Dario was his upcoming artist. He just wanted a Dax feature because at the time, Dax was giving out cheap features. Dario said this. All right, I'm gonna start this off by telling you how I originally got the idea for the Dax feature. I had been making music for a little over a year now without trouble, and once I had money coming in, I had the idea to work with an artist bigger than myself. I was serious about putting money down for a feature with someone I thought could pull bigger numbers than myself, so I asked my team who I should get. We landed on Dax because we heard he was doing cheap features. So I hit his manager up. And you heard what Dario said. Him and his manager hit up Dax. They work out some prices, and the prices ended up getting set on 1K for the feature. But the way Dax people wanted the money was through PayPal. See, when they said the feature was 1K, Dario was like, all right, let me put down a little $200 down payment. But when Dax people made him send the money, they told him to send it through friends and family instead of sending the payment as item or service. See, with PayPal, they offer you two ways to pay. They got friends and family, and they got item or service. Item and service gives you buyer protection. Let's say you get scammed. PayPal will be able to get the money back for you. But Dax people specifically told him to send the money through friends and family. So let's say if something go wrong with this Dax feature, this man can't get his money back. But Dario trusted Dax. They had wanted me to send over a document to have Dax sign it in case I didn't like the feature he would have given me. But at the time, I viewed Dax as a good guy, somebody who I could really trust. I wouldn't say that I was dick riding him, but I was impressed, so I sent over the money with proof. And so after this, Dario was still talking to Dax people, and they told him Dax wasn't gonna work on the song until he got the full payment. And so Dario was cool with it until he got to thinking. Him and his friends realized that this was kind of sketchy. And so when he got sketched out about the situation, he hit Dax up and just wanted to get his money back. He tried to get the $200 back that he put down, but the nigga was out of luck. He sent the money to his friends, his family, and Dax denied the payment. He said, we don't send back down payments. Dario texted Dax, I need your help. Please listen, I paid $200 as a down payment for a feature from you. Only problem is your manager don't want to give me my money back. I have his number, but he won't pick up. Please return me my $200. I need it. He never told me I couldn't get my money back. And he not wrong. I mean, if you gonna put a nigga in a situation like this, if you're gonna tell somebody they gotta put a $200 down payment down for a feature, you should at least say, hey, if you want a refund, you not getting it back. But Dax Peoples ain't say none of that. He had to learn this the hard way. Dax responded back and said, we don't get back down payments, fam. And so Dario seen he wasn't getting his money back. So he went ahead and paid another $200. He was like, I'm gonna see what I can make out of this situation. Cause Dax told him, if you finish paying this, I will finish the feature. But there was a problem with all that. There was a problem with Dario sending all this money. Dario was sending all this money with nothing written. There was no contract saying that Dax was gonna do the feature. Dario just sent this man a random $400. But Dario still kept getting him to sign his contract. He even asked Dax to come to the studio to sign the contract in person. And when Dax seen this, he was trying to run game on him. He told that man, if you want me to come to the studio, you gotta pay me $2,000. But Dario wasn't going for that. He told Dax, I don't need you to come all the way out here and record in the studio. I need you to come down here and sign this contract. And this had Dax mad. He was like, why would I come all the way down there just to discuss business? But Dario was still trying to make his point to Dax. He was like, we can sign this contract that says I will get this verse out of you and you will get your $2,000 and you can sue me if you don't. Dario said, Dax, the reason why I stopped paying was because my team wanted something in writing. We could agree on a certain date for me to complete the payment and I'll make sure that you get your money, including what I owe you right now. If I don't, then sue me for wasting your time or don't do the feature at all. It's just everyone on my side is paranoid and think this is a little shady. I know it don't look professional and I apologize for that, but you showing up is gonna stop the fear. And my people will agree to continue paying you plus the extra for your time. And what I don't understand is why Dax ain't take this contract. I mean, this is a fair deal. You come out here, sign this contract, you are guaranteed your money. If you don't get your money, you could just take the nigga to court. But Dax was still against it, and I can't understand why. But they was just going back and forth after this. And sadly, this situation ended with an upcoming artist losing $400 all because he wanted a feature from Dax. And even past that, Dax's career been filled with a lot of antics. Like just the other week, he came out in this whole antic run where he was saying he was quitting rap, and it was actually getting attention. I don't know if he paid these media pages or they posted it just because, but everybody was talking about how Dax was quitting rap, and it was getting attention. People was curious. People was looking at this man wondering what he really got going on. I mean, he was all on Twitter talking about this situation, and y'all knew what it was. It just turned out it was a little single promo. He got on Twitter and said, "I'm quitting rap. I never thought I'd say this. It is what it is, though." It all will be explained in tomorrow's video on my Eminem and Jay-Z Renegade remix. It drops 9 a.m. Pacific on YouTube. And even though this was just a little single promo, he was going all out. This nigga was doing whole YouTube streams just talking about how he might quit music or he just quitting rap.
A lot of people have been seeing me post that, and I told people this when I first said it. I said everything as to why is right here. Just dropped this. The Eminem Jay-Z Renegade remix is out now. All the real ones will go check it out. And if you take the time to truly listen to what is going on, I tell people this all the time. I'm not one to speak. I put it in the music. When I found music and writing poetry when I was a younger man, I think I was 22 years old when I wrote my first poem. It was a way to me to get things off my chest and off my mind. And this is the way I speak. I put it all in the music. Because you can love me and hurt me, but if you respect and fear losing me, you'll always second guess. There's a lot of stuff in this, guys. I wanted to make sure I gave you guys something to chew on. You understand? Your boy Dax ain't just gonna make the announcement and leave you on it. No. I didn't say I'm quitting music. I said rap. Y'all gotta read, man. Y'all know your boy. I'm not gonna quit music. It's my job. It's my job.
And the song that he did all this promo for was a song where he was speaking on problems in the world. And to be honest, if we look at it, the song is doing good. It got 2 mil in a few weeks. And even though people may have a problem with Dax and he done did what he did in his past, he gotta be doing something right. And I say this because this man do got a fan base. It's people that be on his dick. Kind of like the artist from my last video, NBA Youngboy. Even though that man done been put through so much controversy and been in and out of jail so many times, he still got a fan base that support him through everything he go through. But this time, it's real different for Youngboy. He done got in some real deep legal problems and nobody know how it's gonna turn out this time. This time is different than every other time he been locked up. But what happened to Youngboy over the past few years is on screen right now.